What's going on, Internet? Welcome to the continuing Duels Origins release weekend extravaganza, where we're building decks around all 10 gold cards. We're kind of getting into the but lesser exciting gold cards. So we move on. We only got 4 more to go. This one, we got the blue-white Fliers deck. The gold card in this case is the Flash Drake. I don't even really know its name. There you go, Thunderclap Wyvern, but it is a Drake. So, 2/3 flash for 4, and then it makes all your other flyers get +1/+1. So really, this is just an all-in Flyers deck, and I'm talking real all-in. Suntail Hawks, Faerie Miscreants, Welkin Terns, and everything. Basically, this deck says, hey opponent, please don't have Twin Bolt on, turn 2 or 3 until I can get old Thunderclap, or give myself the Thunderclap. So we'll just roll through this real quick. 4 Suntail Hawks, 4 Faerie Miscreants, 4 Welkin Terns, 4 Disperse, 3 Blessed Spirits, 3 Skyhunter Skirmisher, 4 old Scrappy Skin Drakes, 4 Kytheon's Tactics, 1 Archangel of Tithes, 3 Whirler Rogues, 3 Thunderclap Wyvern. Let's go back to this. Is that Michonne from The Walking Dead? It might be. And yeah, 3 Thunderclap Wyverns, and that's it. And we play 23 lands, 12 plains, 9 islands, 2 Glacial Fortress, no tap lands, unless you keep a 1-lander with a Glacial Fortress, which wouldn't recommend. The reason for that is because we have dueling 1-drops, white and blue. So I don't really want to take, any turns off, and such a sort of kind of low curve deck. So basically it's just all flyers. 8 1/1 flyers for 1, 2/1 flyer for 2, and then we have 3 2/2 flyers for 3. There's no way to trigger the Blessed Spirits in this deck. We're just playing it for the 2/2 flying body. Skyhunter Skirmisher, we're already weak to Twin Bolt, so let's just fucking go all in on it. It's a 1/1, but it's a double striker, so really it's kind of like a 2/1 in combat. And then Scrappy's a 2/3. So there's our flyers, and we got the Tithes. I think our mana can support it. Whirler Rogue makes flyers, and the Thunderclap buffs them all up. And then we have the Kytheon's Tactics to, take advantage if, our first couple turns are just 1-drop, 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 2-drop. Then we can just start spamming Kytheon's Tactics to get there, because there's really not a whole lot of flyers in the format other than, the Thopter tokens. And with Kytheon's Tactics and Thunderclap Wyvern, we can, fight through all those 1/1 tokens. Other than that, there's not really too much to discuss. We have 4 Disperses. We want to have at least, some way to interact with the opponent. Get the creatures with fucking Nimbus wings out of the way is really the main reason. And then we have a Kytheon's Tactics, +2/+1 to everyone. So all our weenies, it adds up real quick. Our opponent's not going to be doing much blocking, but neither are we. The only creature we can block with, these guys. Can't block with Welkin Terns or Scrapskin Drakes. So actually, the Tithes, he's more of a defensive card than an offensive card. But, if they start throwing up, piles of 1/1 tokens, Thopter tokens in the way, then she can go on the offensive, and, if they don't have enough mana to tap, then we're getting in anyways. And another trick to keep in mind, probably won't come up too much. If you Kytheon Tactics with Spell Mastery, which is Spell Mastery means your creatures gain Vigilance. If you have a Whirler Rogue out, and the 2 1/1 tokens, so the 1/1 tokens will have Vigilance, so you can actually swing with everyone. And then after attackers are declared, then you can tap those 2 artifact tokens to make the Whirler Rogue unblockable. Or, anything else unblockable, really. So, will hardly ever come up, but something to keep in mind. And that's really it. It's all in blue-white flyers. We left some flyers out. I didn't want to run the Wingmare because I don't want to make our tactics cost 4. So that's why, it's another 2-power flyer, but I think that drawback is going to hurt us more than it's going to hurt our opponent, to be honest with you. The Stalwart Aven, I mean, it'll eventually become a 2-power flyer, but, you know, I don't want 1 power on 3 mana, you know, the turn it comes out, and just can't have it. Can't have it. I mean, I tested it, I didn't like it. I mean, it's a good blocker once it gets renowned, and it's an okay blocker even before it gets renowned, but, you know, we're trying to just get in and get out, obviously, since we're playing the full fucking playset of Kytheon's Tactics. Like, you know, once we get to start at 4 mana, like, we don't want to go above 4 mana for just 2 power with the Flyers. I mean, the Whirler Rogue is 4 mana, but, you know, we get 2 power with the Flyers for 4 mana, but we also get a 2/2 body on the ground with the sometimes relevant ability. So I'm willing to pay, you know, 4 mana for that, but I'm not willing to pay 4 mana for just a 2/2 first strike flyer. And I think there... Let's see. I think there's some blue 4 power flyers as well. Like Patron of Valiant ain't going to do anything. Like these higher cost guys aren't really going to do anything. We just really need to get in and get out because it's kind of not a... I would say not a very strong archetype with what we've got so far. Like, you don't want the game to go super long. It's basically just going to be a race. But you should be able to race them, especially, you know, with everyone and their mother fucking running 4 Perilous Mirrors. This deck does not care about Perilous Mirrors unless they start finding ways to sack it and shooting you down. But we just ignore Perilous Mirrors in combat. Let's see. Yeah, see, so 4 mana. I mean, there's a bunch more 2-power flyers for 4 mana, but, you know, once we get into the 4 mana range, like, we want some, you know, real beef. Not just stuff that we're already getting 2 power, you know, for earlier than that. I mean, I had Soulblade Djinn in earlier, but again, as you can see, we only have 8 spells to trigger it. And we don't really need the added +1/+1 on top of Kytheon's Tactics. So we just kind of just went as lean as we can. So definitely not the greatest archetype, but, you know, we got to build around all the gold cards. So this is what I came up with to build around Thunderclap. So let's take this thing out. Fly Emirates. I've never flown that airline, but I guess you see it in all the soccer uniforms, I guess, or football, whatever. So after this, the other archetypes we have left are the green-white Renown, which is just as basic as this deck, except we're just playing ground dudes and wild size. And then we have the black-white, you know, enchantment dude, and then the red-black sack steel deck. So we're getting there. Did our game just crash? Oh, okay, no. Good. Is that like homeless Jace? Like, who's that guy supposed to be? So like I said, it's just basically a race from the get-go. We only have the 4 disperses to interact, and that's just mostly to, if they do throw up a flying blocker in our way, that's how we get through it. Whoa, a 10. This is the highest dude we've ever faced. No attackers until turn 3 and 2 disperses. I don't think that's what we want to be doing. This is actually an even worse hand, but we have a turn, a Welkin turn 2 play, and I guess a disperse. We run 23 lands, so I think we should be alright. I mean, 3 lands is a sweet spot. I usually want to keep, you know, 3 land hands. I mean, I'll keep a 2-lander with a bunch of 1-drops. Okay, Anointer. I mean, the Disperse is going to blow that out eventually. Okay, good. We hit a 3rd land, so we are off to the races. And it was a Plains, so we can eventually, you know, have a crazy tactics turn. I mean, I don't think it really mattered with the... Doesn't swing with the Anointer. You're rank 10, bro. Alright, double tactics. So what we're going to do... We're going to get our 3 flyers out, and I think we're just going to start spamming tactics. mean, can he do 2 or 3 damage? Like, in green-white, I don't think it matters. I'm not going to block with the Blessed Spirits. I actually really don't think it matters what I play. But maybe I can discourage the 1/1 swing in if he remembers he can actually do that. But I think we're going to win this race pretty easily. I mean, unless he can somehow interact with our guys. He's on the Renown deck. I don't think the Renown deck, I mean, he could have a... Why is he not... I guess he didn't want to lose. I don't know what this guy's doing. Yeah, attack with all. There we go. It is freezing up there. So we give him the 14. And now we can just start spamming tactics, and for whatever reason he has a Nimbus Wings, we have a Disperse for that. So the first tactics will actually be, if he has no interaction, that'll be for 12. And take him to 2, and that's really it. And that's what this deck wants to do. What's this guy's name? Koni Kadan. Reminds me of a Muammar Gaddafi. Come on, Gaddafi. I don't understand this no attack with champions, then no attack with either, when you know I had a Welkin turn. I don't think he's reading these cards. Is he not going to swing again? Yeah, go ahead. There you go. Now instead of tacticsing, actually, I can just bring him to 8 and tactics for lethal next turn. Leave up Disperse. Actually, I can still leave up Disperse now that I drew the 5th land. So... if I didn't draw the 5th land there, I probably just would have hit for 6 down to 8 because tactics next turn is lethal anyways. I forget that's Renown too. Alright, so he's going to get another Plains. Do I want to give him a chance to draw into Fog? Okay, so the game is officially over. He's gonna swing with everyone. I'm just gonna bounce that just to show him it was hopeless. And we take 7. Well, like I said, we're usually going to be in a better position to race than our opponents, unless we're playing the mirror. And then the mirror just is gonna boil down to who draws Thunderclap Wyvern first. And he's gone. Yes, I want to continue playing. Because that was a really slow start. I mean, we had the turn. I mean, obviously that double tactics would have been far better, with a bunch of 1-drops, but it was still good. I mean, shame. I'm gonna say that every time I see that portrait. So tactics usually be good because it's not a targeted effect. It's just your creatures. You usually only have to worry about getting blown out by Twin Bolt. And like I said, this deck, this archetype for now, is we're just gonna be weak to Twin Bolt. There's just no way around it. Okay, so that was 1. What, 15 minutes? Get 2 more. Hopefully. I mean, it's kind of late here. I actually didn't play much today. I was doing other shit. But we're in. Wasn't too long. Hey, it's Homeless Jace again. I don't know. Is that Jace? He's wearing armor and a robe. That just doesn't seem very practical. Like, why do you need the robe? Maybe he just doesn't have the middle part of the armor. He doesn't want to, you know, go bare-chested. He's kind of embarrassed. Embarrassed about his figure. Lavernius Tucker. Alright, so from rank 10 boys to rank 1 boys. Okay. Miscreant into Miscreant to draw a card. We have not way more white sources than blue, but we have more white than blue. Alright, mirror time, boys. I mean, we have a tactics. We're presumably going to draw an extra card. I mean, I would like that to be a white. We have a Disperse. Question is... Oh, man. This is rough. I'm not going to block here. I'm going to pre-comment the Miscreant to draw a card, and then I will swing. And then probably follow up with the Plains, unless I draw another Miscreant. Okay, good. We got the Glacial Fortress. So let's draw a card first, see what we hit. We'll have a Welkin turn, not on curve. So the race is on. So I think he's... Okay, we went first, so he's not stuck on one land. But he's got a mono Suntail Hawks. I don't know if I want to trade away this Miscreant now, just in case we draw some more. If we draw another one, I actually probably will Miscreant into Tern to draw an extra card, but we didn't, so I don't know. Let's see if he's stuck on one land, so let's get his shit out of the way. I'm okay making this trade because now we have a Skirmisher that's gonna get through. I mean, our turn 4 is kind of awkward because we're leaving a mana on the table unless we hit another 1-drop. That might be the fucking craziest fucking one-land hand I've ever seen. It's like he's got fucking Squadron Hawks. Well, I guess he understands how Double Strike works, so that's good. All right, we're just gonna use a Disperse now. Like I said, he's so far behind that, you know, to get his shit out of the way. Let me attack. If he doesn't block, okay, he doesn't block. That's good. I guess I should have pre-land to bluff the Whirler Drake, but at least we can make the most of our mana this turn, which is good. Like, with the Double Striker in play, I don't really want to blow this tactics until, you know, I clear his doofuses out of my way. But one land quad Suntail Hawks. Amazing stuff. He's thinking about what to do. Yeah, he's done. I guess I would probably not be happy about that result either. Okay. Blowout time, boys. See what he does. Works for me, so that's going to be 7 damage right there. And if we draw in another land, I mean, Disperse into Tactics is just lethal. Okay, that's certainly annoying. See, 4, 7, 11, yeah, so we need to draw an untapped land for lethal to happen right now. We didn't do it. So yeah, we'll just disperse this out of the way. I mean, if I really wanted to kill the Suntail Hawk, I could have just bounced a Divine Favor after blocks. But there's no reason to do that. Yeah, post-combat turn, as you can see, this is what we want to be doing. There's the Hawk. I mean, I didn't really do the math. I mean, the tactics last turn probably just would have been lethal anyways, but whatever. Yeah, I presume, like last turn, he would have blocked the Skirmisher, so he would have taken 18. Actually, no, we didn't have the turns last. He would have taken 13 last turn. So, I don't know. Whatever. Miss lethal, boys. Usually get kind of sloppy when the game is pretty much in hand there. I will say, you know, I mean, you guys have watched me long enough by now. If the fucking shit was really on the line, I would have taken a little bit more time to think that out. Alright, so game 3. So this is the 7th deck we've done this weekend. So we officially played 20 games. And we're 19-1. Not bad, I suppose. I'm sure there's a lot of people on message boards who are, you know, claim to be 100-0. Good for them. Cut off on 22 minutes. Like I said, pretty basic archetype. This and the green-white renowned deck will be fairly basic. And then the Orzhov and Rakdos decks will be a little bit more spice to them. Hey, another rank 10. Here we go. The older the game gets, the more ranks these guys get. All right, so what we got here? This is not 2-land. I mean, I love the Thunderclap, but can't keep a 2-lander. This is good. We don't have a turn 2 play yet. Welkin turn off the top, or even, you know, I'll take another 1-drop off the top. So 11 good draws. And if we don't hit either of those, I'll take an island, please. Okay. 1 drop. If he goes Mountain and a Twin Bolt, I'll cry, but at least, you know, we can follow it with Spirits. Rank 10 damage effects. Okay, now let's think about our turn 4, because turn 3 we're playing Blessed Spirits. Like, even if we draw another Faerie Miscreant, like, I'm not playing anything else but Blessed Spirits. So if we draw the island, do we Whirler Rogue over Thunderclap? I actually think we do. If our 4th lands is a Plains, we're obviously Thunderclapping. If it's an island, I think we Rogue. I wonder what kind of deck he's on. You know, is he gonna play It's Jaboy Murklurker? You gotta watch out for Languish. Okay, Liliana. Maybe Liliana in the Flesh Bag. I really don't want to be discarding cards, but at least we can easily take down the Planeswalker version of Liliana. Okay, good. So we are... him playing the Liliana leads me to believe he does not have Languish. And I don't even think Thunderclapping there is correct. I mean, he's going to gain 2 life if he swings. I don't think he'll swing, though. I don't think he wants to give up Liliana. If he Flesh Bags, I'll probably just discard the Hawk. Okay. He just wants that 2 life. Or he could go Land Languish, and then I'll have to beat him with Wyverns, which would suck. Yep. What can you do? Liliana into Languish. I mean, I still think that's the correct play there. I mean, when he swung with Liliana, I should have just, you know, figured something was up. Took an extra 2 damage. Okay, read the bones. Damage yourself some more. So, I mean, he had to have the Languish, like, you know, in his top 14 or 12 or whatever the fuck it was. I don't think there's any reason to, you know, do an extra point of damage at this point. I can't get this out of a Reeve Soul range. Because, you know, he could have a Reeve Soul. He probably just wanted to use his Flesh Bag while he could. But I don't think we're going to win this game. He's got 5 cards, and he basically 4-for-1'd us with Languish. Alright, there's a Faerie Miscreant. Like I said, this deck's pretty all in. There's really nothing we can do. I mean, that 2 damage from Liliana was, you know, not really relevant. Let's just make him think, you know, we have something. He could have Kothafed. In that case, we would be really relying on Disperse. He could go land into Alhammaret. Like, this is our last stand here. Yeah, is that 4-for-1? I mean, we have to go for it. So if he doesn't have it, we win easily. And actually having 2 Thunderclap, nah, they'd both be 3/4s. So not even Tactics off the top does it. He probably has a Crew Revival. And we're flooding out. So we're probably only going to do 2 this turn. Actually only 1. The Wyvern's going to die. Or not. I'm just going to sit here with these lands and pretend I'm sitting on a hand of a Flash Spell. So now next turn, Tactics is lethal. What is he doing on 8 mana? He must have fucking like a bunch of Bitter Revelations and stuff. Okay, he wanted a Cruel Revival and Flesh Bag in the same turn. Like he just took basically 3 extra damage. So I don't know what he's thinking there. I mean, Whirler Rogue would be good here. I mean, Skirmisher is good. Alright, so let's leave open that. Alright, with no interaction, Kytheon's off the top is lethal. Because that would be 6. But yeah, with no... Okay, that's what he has, Displacement Wave. Alright. I don't really think that's very good against... I mean, it's sort of good against. It just sets us back a turn. Okay, another Read the Bones. He is, he's getting dangerously low here. But he might hit what he needs. I don't have any haste creatures. Fucking Flood, man. That's not really, I mean, 5, 8 in the top 6. So half my draws have been lands. I guess that would count as flood since I'm only running 23 lands. So unopposed. Yeah, I mean he's just gonna get back a flesh bag. I mean we'll just have to grind him out. Whirler Rogue is what we want. I mean, I can pay the mana leak. He must have the calculated dismissal. I gotta remember that if I draw a 4-drop. Actually, no, I should be playing lands. So he can still mana leak our Whirler Rogue. So I'm being stupid here. But he's gonna have to flesh bag again, which is fine. Yeah, I think he took... I mean, he should be at like 6 right now. So now if I draw Whirler Rogue, I can't play it. Alright, we have a Disperse at least. At least we have Dispersed our own guy on the table. He's flooding out pretty hard too. He's on 12. He's got 3 cards. I don't know what he could have. Okay, Scavaroni. Probably getting back to Cruel Revival. Yep, that's what I would do. Alright, old Scrappy. How can we ambush? We can't just play it out. I think right now it's Whirler Rogue or bust. I wonder if the extra 2 damage from Liliana is going to come into play. Alright, we got old Scrappy here. Okay, so he is playing counter spells. Well, I'd rather get that out of the way. I really don't think counter spells are good in this format, but they're working for him this game. But again, we did get 4 for 1, and now we're getting we're getting value, Cruel Revivaled, and Scabbed to death. Okay, Tithes, sure. He's not gonna end the turn, fucking Cruel Revival? What is this guy doing? This guy isn't playing his blue-black control deck very well. Okay. He's gonna have to blow his calculate dismissal. Oh, he doesn't have it. Does not have it. So he doesn't have a counterspell. Wait, is Bone to Ash just creature? Is that why he couldn't counter to Disperse? Let me look. Fuck you, game, dude. Let me look. He could just be on a hand of a... Read the fucking game, dude. I'm starting to get pissed. Let me look at Bone to Ash. It is creature spell. I mean, he didn't counter it the first time. So let's just make sure we can pay for... We could pay for 1 calculated dismissal, but not the second. I mean, we know he has the Cruel Revival. I mean, we just can't do anything about it. We need the Whirler Rogue. That's our only way to win this game. I can get him to 1. Alright, let's just hope he doesn't have it. I mean, tactics off the top is good. Yeah, taking that extra hit from Liliana actually cost us a turn. Alright, so he's at 1, so he can't read the bones or bitter revelation anymore, which is what I assume he has. You know, it'd be funny if he slams a Kothophed here. And he dies to his own Kothophed. Okay, Disperse. His own guy. Why? Alright, so he found the second Languish. And we're out of Thunderclap Wyverns. Yeah, we can't win any... we can still... We're still Whirler Rogue or bust. I mean, we've been waiting on that Whirler Rogue forever. We've almost seen half our deck. We're all out of Flashy Drakes. A Disperse won't do it. And we had a lot of live draws, and I think this guy misplayed a lot. And actually, you know, we have 2 more Whirler Rogues, so we actually did see 1. The fact that it's taking him this long to fucking end us is kind of sad. Alright, so it's over. I mean, we can disperse his scab, but to what end? I mean, I'll do it, but he just gets back the Languish. There you go. So yeah, not blocking the Liliana was a mistake. We would have had 1 more turn to draw something, but... And this is for Hakeem, you know, when I was talking about my first blue-black list, he said Possessed Scab was overcosted and not good. I mean, look at this just infinite looping with Possessed Scab. Like, I think you're fucking nuts not to run all 3. Disperses, I mean, not sure you get a Disperse. Didn't really matter what he got. 4, 8, 11. So 11 of 23 in our top 26. So 11 of 26. Good game, Stainless. But I don't really think we could have done anything. Not against that deck. That's just infinitely recurring removal spells and had the turn 4 Languish. I mean, I guess I did leave a point of damage on the table by not flashing in the Scrapskin Drake when the first one did hit. So maybe that was a mistake too. But really, the story of that game was... do you have a Languish or do you not have a Languish? And that was that. So anyways, that's enough for the blue-white Flyers. You guys got a handle on how it works. You either win fast or maybe you have a chance of winning when your opponent is doing weird shit. But usually if you don't win fast, you're done. But alright, that's it for now. I'm going to move on to another one. Thanks for tuning in and later.